Course plotted, October 17th, 1975.
Time travel.
Cool.
The future of the world is in your hands.
I like killing people.
My hair, it's so thick.
Let's go spark a doobie.
I'm a time master. Making discrete alterations to the timeline is what I do. You people, please stop hitting me.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So, new Rollin' Papers Legends of Tomorrow trailer. Who knew Martin Stein liked to blaze so much? Now, as hilarious as it is to think about the White Canary going to blaze up with young Martin Stein in the 70s, you notice that they're at Ivy University, which is a huge location in the Firestorm and the Atom comics. Now, obviously, the Ray Palmer is a more contemporary version on the show. He's not really associated with Ivy University quite as much as he is in the comics, but he was actually one of Ronnie Raymond's professors. Now here, because they have Victor Garber, they just tied him to Ivy University more than they have the Atom. The Atom inside this Arrow Flash universe is a little bit closer to the Blue Beetle character, to the Ted Kord character. That's who he was originally intended to be, actually. But as much as they have all these really awesome, superpowered characters in the show, they're going to do these big special effects. Victor Garber is like their secret weapon. Normally you'd think it'd be harder for genre shows like this, especially shows on smaller networks, to land actors that are that accomplished. I was really surprised when Tom Cavanaugh signed on to The Flash. Now obviously The Flash turned into this amazing show, so now it's not a surprise at all. But part of the reason they were able to get Victor Garber is because he'd previously worked on a bunch of Greg Berlanti shows. Same thing with Tom Cavanaugh. They'd all worked together previously, like Mark Guggenheim, all the producers, all the people behind the scenes, and the people on camera had worked together on previous shows. So anytime they change little tidbits about Martin Stein from the comics, I totally don't mind because some of those actors are so amazing. Victor Garber's scenes with Cisco are some of the best in The Flash. Martin Stein was the character that they gave the multiverse explainer to at the beginning of the Flash season this year. Multiple versions of our Earth, some with things that are a little bit different, some with things that are wildly different. Fun fact, there was actually a scene from the pilot that they cut out and then used much later, the first time we saw Martin Stein on the train. That was a scene that they shot for the pilot but then removed just because they felt it worked better in a different episode. Originally, after the two-part episode of Arrow that introduced the Barry Allen character, the story is that he took the train home, so you can kind of see early on that the Flash was always planning to do the Firestorm character, and they had cast Victor Garber really early on. Really, the biggest change that I can think of to Legends of Tomorrow in terms of the cast is the Hawkman character. Originally, they didn't know if they were going to do Carter Hall. Not that it was last minute or anything. They decided pretty early on they wanted it to be a team-up show. They decided they wanted Hawkman, then it became Legends of Tomorrow. It was still like a Hawkgirl, Hawkman show before it was a team-up show. Speaking of which, part of the reason why they made it a team-up show is because they wanted to go even bigger than The Flash. I know a lot of people have been wondering, what happens if Arrow goes off the air after 5 seasons? Because to my knowledge, the actors have not been signed past season 5, the actors on Arrow. Really, that could change at any time, and Mark Guggenheim, the showrunner, said that the show will continue as long as Stephen Amell wants to continue making it, which just means that they'll just keep going until they don't want to do it anymore. But the question then becomes, what would be the next biggest thing they could do after Legends of Tomorrow? If the CW wanted another superhero show to fill the hole left by Arrow's absence. Before they made the big Suicide Squad movie announcement, I would have said a Suicide Squad show would have been something that they could totally pull off. But because they're turning it into a big movie franchise, they had to kind of kill off the Deadshot character on the TV show. Not going to do a whole lot of Suicide Squad episodes. But they could totally do a Rogues TV show or a Firestorm TV show. I think it'd be a little bit easier for them to do a Rogue show just because they could rotate the cast a little bit more. And it's really expensive to do Firestorm visual effects all the time. That's why you haven't seen Firestorm quite as much. So that's actually a good question for you guys. Let me know in the comments. In a couple years, when it gets time to figure out whether or not they're going to keep doing Arrow or they're going to cancel it, which characters that they've already established do you want them to create a new spin-off for to fill that hole so that they still have their 3 shows on the air? For my money, they spent the most amount of time developing Rogue characters. It makes sense that they would do a Rogue team-up show. Speaking of big team-ups though, I'm going to do a short video for it on Facebook, but if you guys didn't see, MTV just premiered Shannara Chronicles, starring Manu Bennett, who was Deathstroke and Azog from the Hobbit movies, so you should definitely check that out. It's on MTV. I think they'll play it in their web player if you missed it on air. But I've also got some new Star Wars that I'm going to do for tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. And congratulations to this week's giveaway winner, Progenitor. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact info. I've already started a new round this week. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. It's real simple. Just in case you guys haven't seen it, I posted a video earlier today all about Daredevil Season 2 dropping on the exact same day that Batman v Superman is coming, so it'll be like Marvel versus DC. You can click here to learn all about that, it'll be Battle Royale, and you can click here to learn all about Deathstorm coming to The Flash Season 2. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.